Okay, so raise your hand if you're not a good flirt. Okay, I can't actually see you, so this worked out better in my mind. But if your hand is raised, and I assume it might be because you're watching this clip, don't worry. Good flirts are not born, but they're actually made. And what this means is flirting is a skill. Why is it that we accept other skills like learning a language or playing an instrument or learning a sport? Why is it in those cases we accept that we're not going to be brilliant straight away? There's going to be a process where we feel awkward or don't exactly know what we're doing. This is part of the learning process. But somehow, when it comes to our ability to flirt, we don't accept that we're not automatically great flirts. It's something that you need to practice. It's not a case of, well, yeah, see, I have 6 toes and I'm not good at flirting. That's just me. There's nothing I can do about it. But you can. See, I teach flirting as a science, anchored in something. It's actually anchored in social anthropology. And what this means is rather than me saying, you know, you should really give this a try. I did it one time and it seemed to work well. Instead, my advice is based on research, anthropological research. I've got the data. How do you feel about rejection? I have a feeling you're probably not a fan. We are raised to think rejection is something to be avoided at all costs. Even the mere thought of the fear of rejection, something that hasn't even happened. It's in a made-up tense in the future, and quite frankly, it probably won't ever happen. But even this fear that we might be rejected makes us immobile. It just makes us stop. But what if I were to tell you that rejection is actually a useful tool? It's a lot more effective than any algorithm. And in fact, rejection is an effective weeding out mechanism. It actually helps separate those who you don't get on with, who you aren't a good match with, and those who you do get on with and would be a good match. I mean, let's face it, if you were knocked back, is that really a match made in heaven in the first place? So we must think about rejection in a completely different way, one where it's nothing to be feared. The reason why we avoid rejection is because the way we're currently doing this is we're walking around with holes. We have holes in ourselves and we're like, hey, you, can you make me feel pretty? There's a hole here that needs to be filled. Oh, over there, can you make me feel interesting? And what we're doing is we're expecting other people to make us feel good about ourselves. We're basically giving our self-worth to other people to decide. And this is why we're so invested in rejection. But here's another solution. What if instead of doing it that way, we go away outside of the flirting arena and we fill ourselves? This is called self-development, it's called self-care, self-love, and we take care of that part ourselves. That means when we come back to the flirting arena, we're not dependent on others to make us feel good. And that's when we can look at this as a pure matchmaking episode. Who do we get on with, who we don't? Doesn't that sound like a much better way? At first glance, it seems like the perfect solution. It's got everything we could want. It's convenient. I mean, we can flirt in our pajamas. What's not to like? It saves us from rejection. Hey, we've got a screen. We can feel no pain. And it's got this really smart algorithm that knows who we could match with even better than we could possibly know for ourselves. I can see why this illusion of the internet is enticing, but does it work? I think by now we actually know it's not giving us the results that we're looking for. And not only are we not getting what we want, but what it's doing, because of the way that it's constructed, is it's forcing us to not look at each other as humans, but to look at each other as objects. It's like we're ordering a pizza. Yeah, hi, I would like an extra large pizza, please, and double wit, and could you hold the ego? Oh, 30 minutes, perfect, can't wait. Do you really think you're gonna find love that way?